Hello, viewers. Good afternoon, and welcome on this very special show. My name is Christian Adiabo. We'll be talking about the incidents that happened in Nigeria, 1982. So I have with me here hero James Jack Dawson. He was MTN Hero of Change 2017. Sir, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Sir, I believe you are a director of an NGO. Can you please tell me something about the organization?
Yeah, thank you very much. I work for an NGO called Association of People for Practical Life Education. It's an NGO that is into child rights, and then it's also into projects that affect women and children in the community. Our aim is to help young ones to grow to become good citizens in Ghana.
Okay, sir, we also believe that you were playing volleyball during your school time. Why not football or some other game, but rather volleyball?
Yeah, because of my height, I'm about 6 feet 4 inches. So my school didn't have a volleyball pitch on the with the grass. So there was not. It hasn't even got a basketball pitch. So we just have a makeshift volleyball court, as I can say. So I had to use that facilities to become a sports person in that field.
Okay, is it your height that motivated you to be part of the volleyball team?
Yes, my height, because at 6 feet 4 inches, you can always smash the ball whenever the opponent sends the ball to you. And it's fun when you are tall and you are smashing ball on the net. It makes you have a superior edge over your opponent.
So I also believe you are one of the returnees from Nigeria, and since you came, it's 41 good years now.
Yes, you are right. And I worked there as an artist, as a graphic artist with an advertising company in Lagos. Working in Nigeria was very interesting those days because the economy was okay. And at that time, there were a lot of Ghanaians who were also in Nigeria, doing all kind of business and jobs in Nigeria. And it was fun and interesting those days because in 79, when the coup came, some of us could remember that there was no job, there was hunger, people were agitating about so many things happened in Ghana. So by then I had just finished school some few years back, and I said, look, let me just go to Nigeria and go and work. Because before I left, I had three professions. Before I left Ghana, but I was an artist, a graphic artist. I was also I did a little bit of teaching, and I also did work as a tailor
Oh, okay,
in a garment factory.
okay,
So when I went to Nigeria, as it is, I have to look for what I can do. So first of all, I went to the teaching field, and we were all in a queue to look for a job.
okay.
Yeah, but the queue got exhausted, so it was late in the night, so I left. So when I came back home, I said, look, let me go to the second field. The second field was advertising because I'm an artist by birth and activity. So I went to advertising and then I continued, I got some job. Interesting, when I got a job, but then I was young, roughly around 24, 25 years. When I got a
Okay.
job, I remember the owner of the job said he wanted somebody with 5 years experience.
Okay. And
But
by then you
but
didn't.
I didn't have 5 years. But I quickly picked up what I did
Okay.
within 4 months at that organization.
Okay.
I was a studio artist and visualizer. So I did a little bit of study there. So I left there and went to a place. When I went to a place, I told them I'm highly experienced. I've done a lot of this. So they gave me a test and I passed.
Okay.
Because of the experience I had from the former place, I passed. They took me on as an advertising visualizer.
Okay, that's
I,
great. Okay, and sir, many people, especially the youth or the young ones, they want to know what really triggered the Ghana Must Go issue or the 1982, the returnees from Nigeria. They want to know something about that.
yeah, that's you see, when we left Ghana those days, everybody wants a change
Okay,
to experiment or use the talent that the person has
okay,
because Ghana was a little bit difficult. So what happened was that those of us who already have graduated from a certain profession, Nigeria needed a lot of people to come and work there because they had the money, they had the infrastructure. I remember when we were there was color television.
okay,
It took Ghana for some time to have the color television. So the Nigeria was a pacemaker. So we all went there and experimented and worked for them. A lot of Ghanaians were there.
Pastor, what was your main reason for leaving Ghana to Nigeria by then?
The main reason for leaving
And
Ghana,
which year did you actually,
I left
yeah,
Ghana 79.
okay. Was that before the coup d'etat?
Was after the
Okay, the coup d'etat.
after the coup,
Okay,
when things were hard,
okay,
when the issue of running chain and that kind of thing started popping up.
okay,
So I realized that I have to also have to move because people have already moved. So I said I'll follow them. But it wasn't easy going to Nigeria those days because the only person I knew was an elderly man. So I had to join state transport those days
okay,
to Nigeria. And when we got to Nigeria, it was late in the evening. So I had to sleep at the bus stop, at the main bus stop. The following day, and I asked somebody, I wanted this to go here and go. The person told me that, my brother, you don't see Nigerian man for my face? And
okay.
then I knew that the game had started.
What does that mean?
It means that I'm not the map to
Okay,
show you where you are going.
okay. Meaning everybody should mind his own
Yeah, that's
business.
it.
Okay,
So I got the piece of paper and then I went to the police station
okay,
to go and ask that I wanted this direction before I was
okay,
given the direction.
okay.
So I tracked the direction to where I'm supposed to go.
By then, were you having resident permits?
No, I didn't have anything because in ECOWAS,
Okay.
everybody could move into any other country that they want to. There was no resident permit.
And by then, with the issue of ECOWAS was really
No,
working.
it wasn't working seriously, but that they were planning for that.
Okay,
But the border, we thought Ghana and Nigeria are brothers
okay,
because they all speak English. So we thought when we go there, we'll be okay.
okay. And sir, so if I may ask, has your goal for leaving Ghana to Nigeria been achieved?
Yes, yes. To me, my goal of living in Nigeria was highly achieved
Okay,
because I had just finished technical school
okay,
and I needed to experiment my skills.
okay,
And Ghana, too, there was embargo on employment those days.
okay,
So I knew very well that if I get to Nigeria, Nigeria being a economy being very good at that time, I will get something to do at least because I told you I went there with about three type of professions.
okay.
This one I can get, I can look for the other one.
But before going there to look for a job, is this something somebody told you, or it's something you just want to give a try to the system?
Yeah, you see, what happened was that some people have gone to Nigeria
Okay,
in the 70s.
okay,
So when things were difficult,
okay,
they signaled that if you cannot travel outside the country, you can
okay,
come to Nigeria.
okay,
So most people went to Nigeria not because they wanted to
go there.
go there, but they had
Okay,
people there
okay,
already before they went, and they stayed there and got jobs and they did the jobs.
okay. And so if I could recall, during that same time or year in 1983 was a famine period in the country. So was it the same year that you returned?
Yes,
And how do you survive? How do you cope with
okay.
it?
Now I came back 1983.
Okay,
Now what happened was that when I came back, the farming situation was
okay,
seriously on. I remember my late mother had to buy gari and then the akra,
Okay.
and then mashed it for us to eat. And also, I remember the coconut
Okay.
was very popular those days. And I also remember that at Malata Market,
Okay.
we had to go and queue for yellow corn.
Okay.
And we had this yellow corn, everybody was giving yellow corn by the military vehicle.
Okay.
And we bought it and we brought it home. Some bought it, some of us were giving out for free. And when we came home too, we had to, the following week and month was difficult. I remember we had to queue for kenke,
In terms of food shortage.
food shortage.
Okay.
We had to queue for kenke. I remember I was sent to buy kenke. I brought the kenke that was not cooked
Okay. How?
because the demand was high.
Okay.
So I brought it home to be cooked
Okay.
before we were able to consume it.
Okay. Okay. So let me quickly jump in. So when you were in Nigeria, what food do you like best? Your
Oh,
favorite
Nigeria, in
food?
fact, I still feel about Nigerian food in Ghana. I like the eba. I like the moi moi. I like the so many food. The beer, everything was cheap by then. So
Okay.
if you had 1 Ghana, you could buy so many things. Sorry, 1 naira, you could buy so many things, and you can equivalent to 1 Ghana. If you had those days,
Okay.
if you had 1 naira, 2 naira, you could eat and dodo and those kind of things. That's plantain and beans. You could eat and you'll be okay. Talking about 41 years ago.
Okay. So, sir, ever since you came, can you please tell us some of the difficult situations and then the successful ones that you have encountered so far?
Very interesting. As soon as we arrived in Ghana,
Okay.
1982, I found out that Ghana was too slow for us. I remember I was going out
Too slow life.
too
How?
slow in the sense that there were people in a taxi rank queuing.
Okay.
Nigeria, you don't see queue.
Okay.
So I joined the queue and I said, what am I doing here? This queue is too slow.
Okay.
Simply because I had come back with a vim and
Okay.
then a quick approach to things.
But is this something you've never seen before when going to
Yeah,
Nigeria or you
before
came back
I
to
left, there was no queuing. It was
okay
the revolution that brought
the queue?
the queuing.
Okay.
So I was in the queue until the vehicle came and we joined. And I said,
Okay.
this thing there is quite something that one has to go through. So within some 6, 7 minutes, I got used to the queue.
Okay.
So I said, okay, then it's home.
Okay.
Home we come.
So, if I should ask, did you marry before going to Nigeria or
No,
you married after you
no, I
left
didn't
Nigeria?
marry before going. I
Okay.
came back several years before I got married.
Okay. And you came back several years before
I got married.
you got married. So, do you have kids?
Yeah, I have 3 kids now, 3 adult kids now.
Okay.
One has finished university, another one is university.
Okay. That's great.
The third one is about to go to secondary school. I have 2 girls and a boy.
Okay. So, sir, looking at traveling experiences, in your position, will you advise someone who want to travel outside Ghana, especially the youth? What advice will you give them?
Yeah, from my experience, I think it is good to travel outside Ghana. But before you go, you need to make sure that you have finished school,
Okay.
you have your profession, and you enjoy it outside.
Okay.
Because those of us who travel outside and have come back, we see a lot of things that those who have been traveled don't see. We have patience, and then we understand situation because we have had to go through harsher situations than the people we are seeing here. And then we value what we do. And when what we do it well to
Okay.
succeed.
But especially people who don't have any relatives outside there or they don't already have any place to lodge or stay. Those people to would you advise them to still go or the people who already have their relatives
The
out
thing
there?
is that if you don't have anybody there, it's difficult.
Okay.
So I had somebody there
Okay.
before I went. It's the same thing the whole world. If you don't have anybody there, it's difficult because they might arrest you. They can somebody can take you as an armed robber. Somebody can also think that you don't deserve to be here, And you see, it's a cycle.
Okay.
It's a cycle of problems.
Okay.
And some of the people too, especially our female too, they end up into different difficulties, and then they regret going. But when you regret going, because probably you might have sold or everything behind, you would not feel like coming. Then you start your trouble there and stay there for a long time until something happens to you. But if you wait and you get your education certificate and the skill, and you go, you can even flow very well outside the country.
Okay. So in this case, many people who have already prepared, they are the ones that.
Yes, if you are prepared to travel, you have a skill, there's no way you can go and you will succeed.
Okay. Okay. So maybe your final word to the people watching us, especially someone who has never traveled before, maybe your final word to.
Yeah, my fellow Ghanaians, the only advice I can give to you is that traveling is good. It is only good when you are prepared to go. You have your passport, you have your education, you have your certificate, you have your local working experience, you have your documents before you travel. And if you do that, you will enjoy your trip outside. And when you travel, make sure that you don't have bad friends. Because if you have bad friends that goes into drugs, bad friends that goes into this cyber fraud, they will by all means find you out. Because when they register you at the airport, your data goes to wherever you end up with. That is talking about Europe. So that is the situation I must tell you about. Look, if you are educated, you are strong, you are healthy, you are professional, you want to travel, my brother, my sister, you can go and work outside. And make sure that you work outside, bring something home, and come back home to come and die on your motherland. Thank you.
All right, viewers, this is where we bring our discussion to a close. You've heard the hero, James Jack Dawson, MTN Hero of Change. We'll be discussing many issues. Is loaded. And once again, my name is Christian Adiabo. We come to a close. Stay blessed.